So I wanted to say just a few things about Jack, particularly the things that are important to me. And I know many of the other speakers will be giving reminiscences as well. So this is just a short talk about Jack. It's a particularly special photograph because Jack's wearing a tie. And those of you that know Jack will know that's not a common occurrence. Jack and I first met in September 1975 at the National Physical Laboratory just in West London. And we met through our hero, Jim Wilkinson. And there's Jim operating Pilot Ace, which Turing designed, and Jim was in charge of actually building it. And I believe Jim took Jack to see the room where Pilot Ace had been housed. So we met there because I believe it was Jack's first visit to the UK. And I suspect Cleve had suggested he goes to visit Jim. And I was at the NPL on a sabbatical leave. And Jim, of course, is hero to many of us, and particularly to Jack and I. And it was very special that we met because Jim introduced us both. Jack managed to have 4 publications with Jim. I only managed 1, which was also with Jack. So I was always jealous of the other publications that Jack had. I also believe that Jim took Jack for fish and chips, perhaps your first occurrence of fish and chips.
And mushy peas.
And mushy peas, right? Oh, really good. Yes, yes. I think the next time we met was at Gatlinburg in 1981, which was held in Oxford. And there's a picture of pretty well all the people that were there, and I know you'll recognize some of them. Cleve is hiding down here on the left, far left, and Jack is the other side on the far right. They both look a bit sort of sweaty, and that's because they've just both been for a jog together. And I happened to see them doing that. Quite impressive. Jim Wilkinson is here, and Leslie Fox is here, and they were the 2 organizers of that Gatlinburg meeting. If any of you have seen the SIAM announcement this morning asking for Olga Towski Prize nominations, Olga Towski is just there behind Jim. And some of us were lucky enough to meet Olga there. And there's plenty of other people I know you'll recognize there. Now, the first paper, to the best of my knowledge, that Jack was involved with was this unrolling loops in Fortran, and his start in concerns about how to get performance out of machines, and particularly developing high performance machines. And in particular, Jack unrolled loops in a number of the BLAS routines, as well as testing a number of the BLAS routines. So although he wasn't an author of the level 1 BLAS paper, he was acknowledged within that paper for his contributions to the level 1 BLAS. And of course, Jack then went on to lead the projects for the level 2 and level 3 BLAS, which were very important to high-speed computing. Also here, on the right, is Jack's thesis, improving the accuracy of computed matrix eigenvalues, with, to the best of my knowledge, Cleve as his supervisor. And Jack was the driving force, I might add, for the level 2 and level 3 BLAS. Jack was also involved in all the linear algebra packages, so IcePack, linpack, la-pack, and scalar pack, in this picture here for the linpack authors, there's Jack, Cleve, Pete Stewart and Jim Bunch there. And this one for LA-Pack was at Ayers Hall, where Jack was originally located at the University of Tennessee. He's in a different location now, but that was Ayers Hall. And that was Jack's car with the LA-Pack license plate. Jim Demmel, who'll be talking later, is there. And Jack with Jim Demmel were the leaders of the LA-Pack and Scalar-Pack activities. And one of my proud experiences is to have been involved in both those projects. So I thank both of them very much for that. Jack's group is called the Innovative Computing Laboratory, and it has many, many projects. I've just selected two, selected Slate because it's a planned replacement for Scalar-Pack and is well under development. And I'm sure most of you are quite familiar with the top 500, and Eric Stromacher will be speaking about that later on in the meeting. One thing about Jack is that he likes to collaborate. So many of the ICL projects are collaborative projects. And if you want to know about all the projects that are involved, then just look at the link that I've put there at the bottom of that slide. And he always appreciates his collaborators. And this was a slide that I managed to get a photograph of at the ACM CS Prize, which Jack got in 2019, and where he's thanking his colleagues, friends, staff, and students. And one of the people here is his wife, Sue Dongarra. You can see that in the second column, Dongarra S. And she's been vital in much of Jack's success and has been a great supporter for Jack, and she's a wonderful person. And there is their wedding photo and their family. Jack has 7 grandchildren, and he has a daughter and 2 sons, and they're there with their partners. And this, I believe this montage was taken in 2020, and family's really important to Jack. And my wife and I have been privileged to have visited them on many occasions. Here I sort of wonder who's teaching who there. I think perhaps Rebecca's teaching Jack, but so that was just a very quick whiz through some of Jack's contributions. And from all of us, I'd like to thank you for your care and contributions, Jack. It should have been a happy 70th last year, but of course this year, I wish you a very happy 71st from all of us.